Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Body Mastery with Stan. And Stan, you have a phenomenal story to share with us today.
Yeah. So today's story is about our foundation and about a foundation about, not just our physical body, but that's the most important foundation that we can have. But when we correlate that with the foundation of other things in our world, and one of those things could be an inanimate object, like something that doesn't breathe, talk, or um, do any consuming, or it could consume. And it's based on a foundation. And, we talk about our foundations for our homes. And so I've taken on a little project, and it is a retaining wall. And this retaining wall is about, in the one section, is about 100 feet long. Okay. And it's round. And I showed up, I looked at the job, and the gentleman had this project built last year by some professionals, okay? So not all professionals are professional, even though it may look like it's professional. And this is the same way with, you can go to let's just say one of those big buildings that are supposed to help with our health. Not all facilities are made the same, and not all practitioners practice the same. Okay. And what we want to make sure is that the foundation of our body, or whatever it is that we have around us, is secure. So this little project is this retaining wall. The blocks are made, they're 85 pounds a piece. Okay. And this wall was 8 foot tall. It was built last November. And it started to lean because the hydrostatic pressure pushed the clay. They backfilled it with clay. Okay, so what are those things that we can backfill our life with clay, like crap we eat, or crap we listen to, or crap we watch? All the crap that maybe be incremental by itself, but compiled, it's a lot of crap to hold back. And so what happens is that hydrostatic pressure started to push this wall. And I went and took a look at the project. He asked me if I would help him kind of tear it down
Fortify.
a little bit, and maybe break away some of the pressure, and then
Mhm.
rebuild on top of that. That was at 1:30 on a Friday afternoon. And I told him that I would do that. I
Mhm.
show up on Saturday morning at 8 o'clock. And he says, we have a situation. Now, maybe you've had a situation in your life, and you got one of those moments where you're like, in your 30s, they told you, hey, this is something to look at, and you just kind of brush it off. And in your 40s, they said, hey, we're going to have to put you on a statin or some other crazy drug. And you kind of took that, but you didn't really change anything. And then about 50, you wake up, or you may not wake up, and you're in an ambulance going down the road. Well, this could have happened as well. So at 8 o'clock, I show up. He says, we got a situation.
Mm.
What's the situation? He said, the wall fell. Now, imagine, imagine this. You've got grandchildren, you've got friends walking around this wall. I was walking around the wall. I was looking at it. I was like, this is not good. But I'm thinking that they got a good foundation. So 8 o'clock, I show up. He says, we got a situation. The wall fell. Now we got
Mhm.
mud and brick and block
Like
and
an
everything.
avalanche. Mm.
An avalanche. Exactly. And we get this thing tore down, and there's very little base.
Wow.
Now, this is a heavy wall holding back, and it's built on a side of a hill. So
Mm.
it's not something that is forgiving. And this is what happens is if in our own life, in our own health, in our own, the things that we read and the things that we listen to, especially before bed, and those things, they begin to break away that hydrostatic pressure, we'll call it,
Mm.
of that wall. Now, thank God it did fall, and we weren't trying to take it down. But
Mm.
what happens so often is that we wait till something is ready to break, and we say, maybe I ought to do something. And you know
Mm,
what? The best time to do something is today. Don't put it
yeah.
off. And Michelle, I know you see this all the time. I mean, we talk about clients, we share,
Mhm.
similar stories, and it's like if you just drink a little bit more water, you'd be able to keep from having constipation so badly because you're
Mhm.
you're drinking, sodas or those diet things that are supposed to what? I don't know. I don't know what they're supposed to do.
Well, your story makes me think of there is a medication, I won't say the name,
Okay.
that people take sometimes when they are told that they have osteoporosis.
Okay.
And this medication is supposed to help to protect against fractures and breaks and things of that nature. But when the truth came out about this particular medication, again, I won't say the name, what we found out was that it was replicating the bone cells, but a lesser quality, let's put it that way. And I think this happens a lot of times where we erect fortifications
Right.
that we think are going to do something, but we haven't gone deep enough. We haven't really addressed the foundation. So like you were saying with this retaining wall, because of the way it was built without the proper depth of foundation, it didn't have the ability to withstand, you know, the passage of time, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And I think that is but very key in contrast to the gentleman that you said that you were working with, who is 64. Tell us a little bit about this gentleman and the
Yes.
way he was a year ago and what he did today.
Yeah, so we're working side by side, and I'm a worker. Yeah, you're not gonna outwork me. I don't care how old you are or how young. You will not outwork me. I promise you, you will not
I
outwork.
can believe that about Stan, trust me.
So he told me that a year ago he would not have been able to do this. A year ago he was 50 pounds over his weight now, and he had no balance. And he worked in a facility. I mean, he's a very intelligent man, very, very intelligent man. Um, but but sometimes we can feed our intelligence and feed our ability to accomplish things and think things through and think through problems for outside of ourselves. But
Mhm.
we neglect our own self. So we neglect our own foundation. And what he shared with me is that, what I told him that I'd come and help him with this. I used to do construction. I owned my own company for 35 years, and so I'm not naive to any of this. There's not much that I haven't done or haven't seen from the ground up. And the idea is I know what to do and I know what to do and how to do it right. And we're working side by side. And he's like, this has been the greatest workout for me. And it's just me and him, or him
Mhm.
and I, proper English. It's just him and I. And I've developed a friendship with this man. And it's a beautiful thing. And to watch his character, this is the beauty of it. He has not badmouthed, not once, the contractor who built it last November. Now we're talking,
Ooh, that's a lot of discipline because you would have to hear it from me. I'm like, I am suing.
yeah, and it's just like, it's just, it's a different quality of a life.
Mm.
And we're working side by side. We're hand shoveling all the stone because his house is on a hill, and the hill you cannot get a truck down, or you could not get it up. So it's a bobcat and a bucket, and we're shoveling it. And
Wow.
I mean, we're throwing stone, 30, 40.
Mm.
So it is a workout. I'm not kidding you. Um, But but his strength is building not only mentally resilient, but his
Mhm.
physical body. And he
Mhm.
said, he shared with me, he said, this is probably some of the most enjoyable experience. Not that I wanted to redo
Relive it again.
that,
Repeat it.
you know. because he paid to have it done.
Yeah.
And this is the thing that we have to consider. And like I said, when's the best time to start making a change? Right now, right today. Not don't wait for a week or wait till, New Year's to make your resolution. Um, just take
And that's
today.
the beauty of what we keep on stressing with regards to the concept of resilience. What
Yes.
I share with people is stuff happens.
Yeah.
Sugar honey iced tea happens, right? And it's not if something is going to go awry in your life. It's more a question of when it goes awry, will you be prepared? Will you have that state of mind, that state of heart, that state of body to be able to respond to the event or the person or the thing in a way that is optimal without taking yourself out? Because generally speaking, a significant number of people, as they get to that stage of 64 in our culture at this point in time, they don't have the battery, they don't have the reserves to be able to deal with that all of a sudden situation that this gentleman had.
Right. And that's a great point that I want to bring up, because I know that there is probably a listener out there that is in their mid 60s or maybe even their early 70s, and they're saying, I can't go back in time. The one thing that you can do is be cognizant of what it is that you're putting in your body. And what I mean by in your body is, what is the crap that you're watching? I think we talked about this already. What is the crap that you're watching? Because
Mm-hmm.
it's creating chemicals in your body. So your body is a pharmaceutical that you don't have to pay for if you don't want to. It will create the chemicals in your body by your ability to think things, have good energy, read things that are beneficial for you, and just get up and move for a little bit. You know,
Mm-hmm.
if you haven't walked 10,000 steps a day, don't try it. Just just do 500
Yeah.
and do 500 in the morning and then do 500 in the afternoon and
Mm-hmm.
then monitor that, put it
Increment.
on a
Yeah.
tracker, and then bump it up to the 1,000 in the morning and
Mm-hmm.
1,000 in the afternoon. And before you know it, your body's going to say, hey, wait a minute. Something is different. Something is changing. And you're going to feel more energy. You're going to have a better foundation. You're going actually building deeper by taking those small measures.
Mm-hmm.
You can control your life. You're in control of your life. Don't let the narrative fool you. Don't let your power get stolen.
And to apply it once again to this particular example, it is almost like creating a foundation in reverse.
Yes.
Unlike the wall, which I don't really see how you can create the foundation at this point in time. With our habits, the more we engage in a habit, in a new pattern, we're building a deeper and deeper and deeper foundation that we can build our health on.
Yes.
So it's absolutely phenomenal. And my goodness, I'm amazed that you're not sore. I mean, an 84 block
It-
of
it-
cement is
it-
no joke.
they're 85 pounds a piece, and we have relayed the original probably 700, and we've laid another 1,000 new
On
ones
top.
on top of that. Yeah. Yeah. So
I tell you, so now you guys understand why I call him Stan the Man, the ace, the wizard of body mastery, because that is exactly the message that we need to hear to give us that perspective and also that hope and that understanding. Like you said, this gentleman who just a year ago was 50 pounds overweight, could not balance, and now at the age of 54, he's
64.
become sorry, 64, he's become like fine wine, better with time,
Yes. Yes.
and that is the lesson and also the vision and also the inspiration that we take from this together today.
Yeah. And let me clarify something. I'll be 62 in 2 days.
What? Congratulations.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you. So he's got another contractor finishing some other work there, right? And they're like, well, they're watching me work. And they're like, well, I was telling them some of the stuff that I did 40 years ago. They're 40 years ago. How old are you? I go, 62. You're in really good shape. I said,
Yeah, I'm
see,
sure a lot of them are envious of you in actuality.
they can't work. They can't work. They can't outwork me.
Half of the way you work. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So yes, that is the key. It's not about how old you are today.
That's it.
It's about what particular habits do you seek to adopt and make one with you from this moment on. No
Yep.
matter where you are, you can start building a deeper, stronger foundation starting today.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, everyone, thank you once again for joining us for Body Mastery with Stan. Until next